Breaking news, guys. We have two big stories that broke right after my last video. David Montgomery has agreed to a 3-year, $18 million deal with the Detroit Lions. He joins a division rival. Meanwhile, the Bears have signed former Seahawks pass blocking specialist and third down back Travis Homer. I'm going to keep emotions out of this and talk strictly about Travis Homer as a player and break down the signing. Then I will talk about what losing David Montgomery means and what I expect Poles to do next. Let's get right into it. First off, Travis Homer is only 24 years old. He's 5'10", 205 pounds, and nails the Ryan Poles profile of low-risk, high-reward signings. Homer is not a big name. Most fans will probably dislike this signing, especially with how popular of a player Montgomery was. But Travis Homer has skills that he brings to the table, and Poles got a value here, 2 years, $4.5 million total, to get one of the best pass blocking running backs in the league. This leads me to believe he will pass the ball more this year. Homer was a key piece of the Seahawks passing offense for the last 3 seasons. If you watched the Seahawks game, he played nearly a third of the snaps on offense over the last 2 years, but more than 75% of his snaps, he is pass blocking. He helps the passing offense. He's usually not brought in to run the ball. He has played 568 career snaps on offense for the Seahawks, but only touched the ball 135 times. He also serves as a gunner on special teams, where he's played another 720 snaps over the last 4 seasons. That is the role he will serve with the Chicago Bears. He will be a third down specialist who excels at pass blocking and catching the ball out of the backfield, and he will play some special teams. He will be our running back 3. This is bad news for Darrington Evans and Treston Ebner, not Khalil Herbert. This guy's not going to be our RB1 or RB2. Khalil Herbert will be one of those guys, and the other will most likely come from this very talented running back draft class. I expect us to draft a running back. So besides pass blocking and catching the ball, what else should you know about Travis Homer? When he does run the ball, he's had success in the NFL. He's had 83 carries for 453 yards and 1 touchdown rushing, averaging an impressive 5.5 yards per carry. He also has had success on the receiving end, with 52 catches for 464 yards, again an impressive 8.9 yards per reception, and a nearly 90% catch rate. He's a top-notch pass blocker with great hands and receiving skills. He also ran a 4.4 40-yard dash, so he has that home run speed, and he's athletic with an 8.35 RAS score. He's fast, powerful. Honestly, he reminds me a lot of a young Austin Eckler. Also similar to Eckler, he's been hitting the weight room very hard since entering the NFL and doesn't seem to have lost any speed. I heard Nomad on Barroom Network mention another good comp. He mentioned former Bears runner Thomas Jones. I think that's a decent comp too as far as play style. He's got those big old guns. Homer has upside to be more than a number 3 back, but I believe that is what he was paid to do and brought in for, to be a third down back and special teams guy. So don't overreact here, guys. He will not be the primary runner for the Bears, and I like this signing. I will miss Monty, but Homer has replaced his pass blocking skills and allows Ryan Poles to add another runner out of this extremely deep draft class. Now, what about Monty? He went to Detroit for 3 years and $18 million. I think a lot of fans are going to ask why Poles didn't pay that. It's not a huge deal, just $6 million per season, about what he paid for TJ Edwards. I'd say right now it's just impossible to judge this move without seeing the whole picture. So we have to see what Poles does with the rest of his cap space and what running back he grabs in the draft, but this is what I've expected all along. I've mentioned it a few times over the last year. I know fans are never happy about it, but it's just something I've expected. I never expected Ryan Poles to pay David Montgomery. I wish Monty nothing but the best of luck, and I'm actually happy he got paid because he's a great guy. I always love hearing Monty talk. He has an infectious personality. I wish he wouldn't have went to Detroit, but fans that wanted to see Monty behind a top 5 offensive line, you get your wish this season. We'll get to see it twice. Funny note to end the video, the biggest troll on the channel, Don Burr, he's commented hundreds of times about how bad David Montgomery is. He told me last year that Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift were better. Now that the Lions signed Monty, I wonder if Don Burr thinks he's a beast now. Anyway, guys, I'll be back in the morning. It's late. I got a ton of tape to watch on all these new guys. I'm going to get into that. I'm going to have breakdowns coming constantly over the next 2 weeks. And I'll be back the next time news breaks. Remember to hit that like button for me. And until next time, bear down.